Hello, FleetReadyFam. Welcome to FleetReadyGaming. My name is Savad, and welcome to the channel. Today's Tuesday, May 9th, 2023, and we have another patch for 3.19 PTU, so let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so before we start, if you could please like the video, it helps us out a lot. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We're looking to grow our channel, as well as we got a giveaway contest going on right now. You can find more information in the top right corner. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the patch notes. So currently, the PTU is open to all backers and to known issues. Lorville 2.0 splash screen is missing from the main menu. Next build will have it. Players cannot see party player ships when quantum linking together. A medical beacon does not return to the contract manager after being abandoned in an unfinished state. On the front end, main menu, players are unable to send friend requests on the main menu. Multi-location pharmacy kiosk terminals use interface and interactions are misaligned. For tractor beam, if you activate the tractor beam in hangar, you can bring the activated tractor beam back and use it in armistice zones. Meanwhile, for the Reclaimer has no rear elevator interaction from ship exterior. The Argo Mole, the interaction prompts for all mining turrets are easy to miss and unintuitive locations for players. The Consolidated Outland Hover Quad, the vehicle spawns slightly stuck in the ground. For the mining UI is appearing in low resolution. For racing and locations, a specific rock formation on the Yader Valley racetrack are visible to some players and not others. At Security Post Korea, transitioning from EVA onto Korea's landing pads has a high chance of instantly killing the player. Meanwhile, for multiple locations, players are falling through sometimes disappearing trams and shuttles to their death. For the Constellation, the Snub Fighter lacks interaction prompts to enter it, making it unusable. Meanwhile, the trams are still out of sync with the station timers, causing trams to overlap and not appear on time. Meanwhile, store kiosks won't populate locations if certain ships are stored. The salvage attachment has the VFX of the tractor beam and does not function. At Security Post Korea, contraband screens have a vis area issue. And finally, a Grim Hex Wallace Clem becomes stuck under the floor near the hangars after being streamed out and streamed back in. Moving on to feature updates. Locations, Lorville No-Fly Zone, Performance, Collision, and VFX had its polish pass. For AI, FPS AI combat balance. With 3.19 comes a quality of life overhaul of FPS AI accuracy and behavior. This is intended to make AI feel a bit more realistic, lifelike, and in some ways more forgiving without pinpoint deadly accuracy at all times, which is something that has caused many of us much frustration while clearing out baddies from underground facilities. NPCs should now have a better range of accuracy modifiers, which will ramp up accuracy based on many factors like seeing and losing sight of target, how long the enemy sees its target after regaining sight on them, mercy times to assess how much of a threat the target is, and their loadout. This also implements firing duration and cooldown for rapid fire and other checks within mercy timers that adjust accuracy when determining if a player is a threat or not. That's going to be very interesting. I'm curious, how much of this mercy time we'll have. Hopefully for newer players, this will be a lot more forgiving, especially if they're on a high server FPS, server. And hopefully, as you gain reputation, higher mission chains will have harder and more deadly force. Moving on to gameplay. Ghost Hollow PvP mission balance. Increase maximum amount per terminal. Decrease time between ticks. Increase base tick amount by 50%, 100 to 150. And increased more overtime. Increased amount after changing user to 75% from 50%, reduce the maximum reset cooldown. Meanwhile, mining sub items are now grabbable and storable in inventories. Updated mining UI with better volatile cargo warnings. Good to hear for both of those. Meanwhile, for core tech, NPC performance optimizations, we will be monitoring and collecting data on this NPC fix that, period, that what. We are hopeful this may help with a few other issues as well, but are holding off expectations until we can get it out on the PTU with you all for a while to monitor. Moving on to bug fixes. Grim Hicks, while his Clem becomes stuck under the floor near the hangars after being streamed down, streamed back in. Seems like that is still an issue, but somehow was fixed. Come on, guys. Fixed mining multiple locations. Players cannot sell mined Janolite or any FPS mined resources at trading consoles. The inventory where it is stored is not shown. Good one to have fixed. Fixed a high dedicated video memory usage, which led to severe frame drops at Lorville. They fixed timer for unlawful salvage mission does not show in the contract manager. Players dropping an incapacitated player to their death will not be charged with the death. Progress bar flickers when multiple players salvage. Scrolling to increase or decrease the mining laser intensity has a significant amount of lag, making it difficult to operate. That's a good one to have fixed. Tractor AR is showing on the top left of screen. Detaching and reattaching components can cause them to eject from the vehicle when subsequently stored and retrieved. AR preview for placing containers on cargo grids are not visible. Another good one to have fixed. The stalwart does not change the optimal charge window size of minables. Coffee machine missing coffee make coffee interaction. Meanwhile, for the Anvil Valkyrie, the back and sides of the Valkyrie ship have intense vehicle wear. Definitely good to have that fixed. Medical beds UI. The UI fails to update after healing an injury. Weapon feature, tractor beam. If you activate the tractor beam outside of green zones, you can bring the activate tractor beam back and use it in armistice zones. Another one that is duplicated. Is it fixed or is it not? Come on, CIG. Meanwhile, Area 18 Dumpers Depot. Dumpers Depot's second kiosk has no interaction prompts. Another nice thing to get fixed. Clutcher or kiosk. Having a Janolite harvestable in backpack and interacting with a Clutcher prison crashes the client. Definitely a good one to fix. Mining, selling UI. Janolite does not populate as option for compatible in-demand admin kiosks. Another good one to fix, especially if you want to test it. And finally, Aegis Reclaimer. The two salvaging heads cannot be reattached with multi-tool. Definitely a good thing to have fixed, especially with salvage being so important. Finally, we had two client crashes fixed, a server crash fixed, and a server deadlock fixed. So overall, this patch just keeps, this entire patch for 3.19 just keeps getting better and better with each update. But yeah, let me know anything in here that really stood out to you. I'm interested in these FPS changes for the AI. Hopefully it really does bring a little bit more variety, with each NPC you face. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. With that being said, we're going to wrap up the video here. Thank you again so much for watching. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us out a lot. And if you're not subscribed, please smash that subscribe button. It really helps us out. And like I mentioned, we got a contest going on. So if you want to be a part of that, go back, check that video that I mentioned, and go ahead and enter on in. We'd love to have conversations with you about it, and just anything and everything Star Citizen. But I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.